Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina. We've launched our new Dockside Chat conversations on YouTube, and today we've got Captain Will, Captain Bryon, and Super J with us. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on now, what's coming up, and more. Don't forget to like, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We're going to be launching a bunch of new YouTube content, and hopefully you'll be a part of it. And don't forget to comment down below. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, not see, all that good stuff. Well, boys, you guys just came back in from a 39-hour trip. That was an interesting trip. I mean, light load, beautiful weather. You guys were able to kind of do a unique style of fishing. That drift fishing is not what we get to do all the time on the 39-hour. Bryon, you ran the 39-hour for a long time, and you didn't drift that much.
No, not much, but conditions have to be right.
And the crowd has to be right.
You need a lighter load, and if you're drifting at half a knot, that's perfect for scooping up red grouper.
Yeah, this was like an old school style trip, right? I mean, our 10-hour trips when I was working the boat, 18, 19, 20, 25 years old, through that whole range, that's what we did on 10-hour trips, was drift for red grouper.
Yep.
And it's a great way to target a lot of red grouper, and you just had the perfect conditions for it, huh?
Yeah, basically our best way to catch red grouper, the quickest way, is to drift for them. We can anchor and catch a few and a few and a few, but you got to pull the anchor, you got to reposition, you got to look for them.
Yeah.
And the quickest way to catch them is to drift for them, and you rarely get the right conditions for it. And yeah, we were able to pull it off this trip here, just right on the edge of the, we were drifting parallel to the edge of the closure.
Wow.
Within hundreds of yards.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah, where we moved one time. We had to move one time because we were getting close to the edge.
That's
basically just drifting off the edge of the grounds, and did really well.
That's awesome.
And a lot of red grouper hang out on the hard, flat bottoms.
Yeah.
And if you're moving across there, the fish will show you where they're hanging out. You catch 5 in a row, turn around and drift that little piece again.
So we did.
And again, and again.
We did.
Like when you're anchor fishing, especially for red grouper, we're constantly having to stick and move. You catch a few here, you catch a few there. The Captain Bryon classic, oh, we're going to move over a little bit.
Half a mile,
quarter mile. And you just fish these edges and you keep working down that edge, where with this drift fishing, when conditions allow, lighter loads allow, you're able to do that without having to stick and move.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier. We did 15 drifts probably.
Yeah,
nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right on the corner.
And the red grouper fishing just seems like it's really picking up.
Yeah, red grouper fishing's good, and it's good in the deep water too. We just can't keep them right now, you know? So we go to where we can keep them, and did well with them this trip. And the drift, it allows you to fish with different baits. The jig fishing is good. Usually you're not catching much fish on a jig at 130 feet. 140 feet, that's not the best depth for jigging, but the jigs did really well this trip on the drift, just because of the drift.
And like this deep water closure, this 20-fathom closure that happens in February and March every year, a lot of people get concerned like, oh, I'm not going to be able to catch red grouper, I'm not going to be able to keep red grouper, but I mean, this trip proved that you could pull it off. I mean, there was a lot of red grouper caught. And even when you're anchor fishing and you're not able to drift, we're still catching a lot of red grouper in February and March.
Yeah, we're getting at least one per spot, but we were able to multiply that with the drift and do it quicker this trip. But yeah, they're there. The red grouper are there basically every stop. You're getting one or two, and losing a couple of big ones.
Are you finding them under the bait shows, or?
No, they're just mixed in with the mangoes, and they're on just a slope or roll.
Yeah,
There's not much to show with them.
Right, that makes them tough to find, and drifting they'll show you where they're at.
And the bait shows, fishing the bait shows for red grouper is normally like a little warmer water, right, Bryon?
Yeah, you want
that's not
We didn't see any bait.
No, there's not bait shows right now. They're just on the bottom right now.
Don't be scared to try drift fishing.
That's right.
Don't be scared. So you're fishing just hard bottom. You're fishing the structure, not the shows.
Yeah.
And that's, a lot of people mess that up, is they're looking for that big show of fish. And a lot of times, especially offshore, that's vermilions, that's porgies, that's big school of mangroves, or red snapper. You get those big Christmas tree shows. So you're fishing just the bottom.
Just the bottom, it's slope, hard slope, you know, and you know there's some fish there. And, but some of it it'll look a little fuzzy, and some of it won't, you know. And it is there are differences in it, and it's very subtle differences. But we were even catching like decent sized red snapper on a drift, mangroves, porgies, almost triggerfish.
We got some lanes too.
Lanes. It was just one of those
Mixed bag.
Yeah, very good mixed bag of fishing out there. Yeah.
And the fishing that structure, not the shows thing, that comes with maturity and running the boats and knowing that area. I mean, you've always preached that, Bryon.
Not even structure as much as you got to fish the bottom.
Yeah.
You got to be on the hard bottom, you know.
And if you're in the right depth.
And it's all about the depth. You find them in one depth, you know.
Once you find that depth that's working, you stick in that depth.
Stay there.
You get up on top in the grounds right now in the shower water, and they're all small.
Yeah. So you're fishing that edge.
Yeah, we're going off to the edge.
That's crazy. So the mangrove snapper fishing, we've been catching a lot of big mangroves lately. I feel like the last 5 years or so, when you and I were younger, mangrove snapper fishing was warm water. You catch a lot of mangroves in the warm water in the summer months, in the spring and summer. Now it's almost like you catch mangroves year round, but we see bigger ones in the cooler months, and we see more quantity in the warmer
summer
months.
Yeah, that's odd, but that's happening right now. And we caught a few big when we started deep, and we caught a few big ones where there was too many red snapper out there.
Yeah.
And then went into 155 feet by sunup and did well on them at sunup and caught like a 9-pounder in with those. And most of them are smaller, but we had a couple of real nice ones. But no muttons this time. I guess it's the wrong time of the month for the muttons.
Yeah, and this deep water closure of February and March, it's not that we can't fish beyond 20 fathoms. It's just when we're fishing beyond it, we can't keep the red grouper. So on these
and
39,
scamp too. Yeah. We threw back huge scamps this trip.
Big ones.
So on these 39 hours, we kind of play that game where you fish beyond the fence at night and target the mangroves, the yellowtails, the muttons, all that good stuff. And then you come in shallower during the day and target the red groupers.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And really, you can't. The fishing's better in the deeper water, even though you can't keep the grouper. You're catching more fish at night than you would be in the shallow.
The fishing's better in deeper water for the mangroves.
Yeah, and better size.
Yeah.
Big vermilion, big mangrove, big porgy, and then you come in the daytime. Or if you went to the grounds all night, you would catch smaller mangrove, small porgy, and a smaller red grouper.
So fish deeper to start, and then fish shallower during the day.
And then you have to play that game. You have to be within range where it's sun up. If I take a break, we got time to run up into the shallow water, so you're restricted.
It's tricky, but it's working right now. The fishing's gotten good enough where it's working.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, we pulled it off.
And the flying up too was fishing around you, and they crushed it too.
Yeah, they were just inside of us, and they came in, and they know where we were too, so they'll be out there.
To mark them on your radar.
Yeah, they know where
Flying up too is like, oh, there they are. Well, they found the fish.
So they'll be looking around out there a little bit too, I imagine.
And that's a great benefit of our team is the communication, working together. Once we find that magical depth that's working, we have a lot of boats out there fishing, so we have that, I think, leg up on the competition is we're able to communicate and work together. And
it's a decent sized area. Oh yeah, and there's some good stuff out there though.
And pelagics, they're almost here.
They're almost.
We always see the big pelagic push, like January, February around the moons. We saw that big push of blackfins. We haven't seen it this year.
No, we haven't seen it this year. We had some cutoffs this trip on flat lines where they started fishing with wire and then they didn't get a bite on the wire.
They're not quite here.
We had some.
You're getting the bites without the wire, but you're getting cut off. You put in the wire, you don't get the bite.
Yeah, that's what we had happen this trip.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
So they're getting there. When they get fired up, they don't care. They'll bite any of it. But so kingfish or wahoo, one of the two. We were out deep enough where they could have been wahoos.
Nice.
Off the edge of the grounds there.
They're coming.
And inshore, near shore, we're starting to see a lot of bait. We have a lot of mackerel at the mouth of the passes.
We caught mackerel the other day.
Smokey will be bringing home kings on the half day anytime.
Yeah, it's about to happen.
Smokey lost the step, man. I don't know. Everybody else seems to get the kings except Smokey.
Yeah,
Not trying as hard.
passed it down.
He passed the torch. Well, I know a lane snapper. You guys got a good number of lanes on this trip?
Yeah, they were there.
Nice.
Yeah, nice size.
And they're good sized ones, yeah.
They seem to be bigger these days.
Huge.
Haven't you seen
They
bigger
are. They're
lanes?
fatter. I think they're spawning right now because
They're fat.
Yeah, they're buttoned up. They're ready to go.
Seems like they're bigger than they used to be.
Yeah,
nice
big
size.
lanes. And the triggerfish are back open. You're
Yep.
targeting the triggerfish.
You got some
and
triggers.
seeing
Yeah.
some nice trigger action.
Yeah, we basically stayed in the deeper water for one extra spot in the morning to hit the triggers, and we called a dozen or 15.
Yeah, they love the morning. Like
And we
right
could have
now.
stayed there and got a limit, but we were ready to get back in there and get on those red grouper.
Yeah, make it happen.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have anybody trolling?
They trolled this trip. I didn't look at what they had. If they had the right deal.
nomads. They had nomads. They had good trolling rigs, but nothing was biting.
It's about time.
It's
Maybe
not
a
right.
week.
It's not right yet.
Yeah.
You need the water temperature to warm up.
It's
a little
starting
bit
to
more.
get up to 80.
There's
every
one
other
more
day
storm
now.
coming.
It'll pop
Yeah.
like that, like a
Yeah.
light switch. And
That light switch is about to turn
It
on.
is any day.
That's exciting stuff.
yeah, it is.
Maybe next weekend. Not this weekend because
Yeah.
the weather's crap, but maybe the next weekend.
Yeah, once
Full
that weather
moon trip this weekend, huh?
Yeah, the 44
Wow.
hours supposed to go out tomorrow, but we're gonna have to cancel it. It looks like because the weather's just not cooperating. But we're gonna get that 12-hour night trip in, and the 12-hour night
They did well.
They've
They
been
did.
They've
Really
been
good.
crushing the
Crushing it.
fish, man.
Yeah, and those full moons, 12-hour nights always get a little bit more popular. Though the ones off the moons have more room on them, but this trip looks like it's got a good crowd, good weather, so hopefully they crush it. Plus,
And, like,
your
we're not-
44-hour canceled, so they're gonna take the Florida.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully
they'll
dial
do.
in.
And if we're not crushing the mangroves offshore, they're somewhere else. You know, and we're doing okay. We're not smoking them, but they're doing well on the
Yeah.
12 hours right now.
Yeah, Captain Dylan ran that last 12-hour night snapper, and he had some 5, 6, 7-pound mangroves.
Yeah.
Like Bob, who fishes that 12-hour night a lot,
Yeah.
he had 6 mangroves,
Nice.
or 5 mangroves that were like an average
Bosses.
size was like 5, 6 pounds.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They leave
Nice.
the grounds and come in for a little while right now.
Yeah.
Then they go back out there.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Fishing that
Good
double
fishing.
snell rig. That's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was talking to someone about fishing for mangroves with those pinfish. You get those bigger mangroves, but you got to let them eat it. It's,
Oh, you'll
it's a lot.
miss
Yeah,
like 3 or
leave
4
your
in a
bail
row.
open
Yeah.
until he takes it.
Let 'em swallow it.
Flip your bail.
Count
Walk
to
the
3.
dog.
Walk the dog.
And then you get he'll bite the thread fin and you hook him, but a lot of times it's harder to get him to bite on the thread fin.
Yeah.
But it's easier to hook him.
Easier to hook them, but then the pinfish, it's easy to get them to bite, but it's harder to hook them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that which evil are you going to choose?
That's it.
Make sure you got enough hook hanging out of
Yeah.
your bait to
So
grab
Super
it.
J last night,
Exactly.
Super J
Don't
chose a pinfish.
overpower
Yeah.
your bait.
That's
At
great.
the end of the night, no one's fishing. Super's like, I'm throwing out a pinfish. I was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
They're biting the thread fins every time. So me and Milos threw out thread fins next to him. Both of us caught mangoes.
I just put the phone in the rod holder. I'm like, I'm done.
He walked away. Get him out.
Had to try.
I'm gonna go clean the deck.
It was worth the shot, right?
It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot.
Well, cool. Anything else you guys are seeing out there?
Just we're in a transition time right now where they just picked up. The red groupers are good. They're
Triggerfish
they
are
like a
banging.
good fresh cut bait too. The
Triggerfish
red
are going up in
grouper.
the morning.
Triggerfish are
in
there.
the morning. As soon as the sun comes up, bam, bam, bam.
And
Triggerfish.
we're getting a pretty good sundown and sun up bite right now.
Yeah. Steady through the night, steady through the day. But
Yeah.
hot sunrise, sundown
Yes.
right on the 39.
Just like normal.
Yeah. All right.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Hopefully it keeps picking up.
Yeah.
We got a lot of trips between now and red snapper. So many people are like, oh, I got to wait till red snapper season. But then it gets full. Trips
Yeah.
are busy.
Then you're crowded, tangled up. Yeah.
So fishing April, May is such a beautiful time because there's lighter loads, less people, and the weather's great.
Weather.
Start pushing our
Weather.
shark
The
trips.
weather
It's
is
shark
great.
season.
What do
You
you
want to
do?
catch a big shark, March, April,
Yeah.
are when you want to do it.
That's the big boys are still around.
Well, the
Yeah.
females come up inshore to have their puppies.
Yeah.
It's a good time to catch a
It
shark.
is.
April is my favorite month to try to catch a shark.
Yeah. You used to shark fish, right?
Yeah,
You ran a commercial shark boat?
yeah.
That's awesome.
I had a shark permit so we could target them when they were in the area.
So April was the shark
I
fishing
like
month.
April for shark fish.
What's the biggest shark that you pulled up?
I had a hammerhead whose hammer was probably 4.5 feet long.
Oh my God.
That's 14.
13 or 14.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They don't do that kind of stuff anymore.
I've had a lot of pairs of tiger shark jaws that would probably fit over
Yeah.
your
Oh,
shoulders.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Huge.
caught 16-foot
Jaw,
tigers.
yeah.
We caught a great white one.
Right off the beach mostly.
Yeah.
Don't-
Right on the beach.
It's okay. You can still go swimming.
7-8 miles out.
We caught 'em all.
Monster tiger sharks.
That's crazy.
Got a newspaper and a pizza box in her belly.
Oh my God. That's crazy. What's the craziest thing you found in a shark?
Pizza box.
Pizza box. He ate a
And
pizza
it had to be. It wasn't 10 or 12 hours old, it'd have been dissolved. You know?
Yeah.
Car tag.
So somebody
that
was
was
going
Jaws.
offshore with a pizza and the empty box got away from the shark.
They eat everything. They're like garbage
crazy.
cans.
It was moving.
Enough to make them eat it. That's
It
crazy.
smelled good.
All right.
Yeah, that was
Well,
days.
we have April, May, big red groupers, pelagic action, lighter loads. The cold fronts are going to stop. It's not going to be hot yet, so I mean,
Good
it's such
fishing
a good time.
weather
good
for sure.
fishing.
Yeah.
We're hoping this is the last one right here.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
Please.
Hopefully, well, I mean, normally around March is when those cold fronts start tapering off. So hopefully this will be the last
And
big
we'll get
one.
at 'em.
Yeah, and then we have a lot of time before red snapper. Then it gets busy June and July. But even last year during red snapper season, August tapered off. We had light loads for red snapper in August, and this year potentially red snapper is going to go into like September.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's going to be really wild to see how it's busy June and July and the full boats, and then all of a sudden it's going to be slower, half full boats or even lighter loads than that into August. And then September 1st, we have gags open, red snappers hopefully will still be open. We'll have
Everybody
jacks
booked
open.
those
Wow.
trips.
So that first like week or so of September is going to be crazy because everything
cool.
will be open except for red grouper.
Yeah.
Wild. It'll be a wild time, man.
That'll be
Don't
nice.
think it's easy keeping that boat running for 3 months like
Yeah,
that. I'm
exactly.
sorry.
Yeah.
We're looking for a weather day.
Yeah, a little weather day, a little bit of maintenance is always
little
good. Well, I appreciate your time, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dave.
Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Share some videos.
Share some videos. Tune in Sunday night. We give away $1,500 in free trips every Sunday night during that live show at 7:30 p.m. We have our radio show every Saturday morning. Tune into that live on Facebook, and hopefully we'll see you out here on the water because if you're too busy to go fishing,
You're just too darn busy.
see you guys.
Hey, man, too sweet.
Fishing is stellar, but really that's more